Welcome to the second round of Swiss, taken at the Worcester Manaleak tournament in January 2014, brought to you by Netrunners.co.uk. On the right, you will see, again, one of the Cheltenham faithful, Simon, running NBN The World Is Yours, and myself on the left, playing good old Andromeda. This is one of those games that I was debating whether to put up or not, and I have done for the sake of completion, though I dare say someone probably won't be too grateful. Not that I want to put any spoilers in the game at all. However, this game has become it becomes quite clear quite quickly that this was probably not the best game to demonstrate the joys and the finesse of Netrunner. So we start off with the corporation, icing up HQ, icing up R&D, and playing, for his final click, hedge fund. The dream opening. The dream opening. Again, neither side took a mulligan, so let's see what's in shape for Andy. So first of all, we have a short gamble. Always what you want to see for the first two clicks. So a nice, lovely net gain of 8 credits there. Seeing that burst economy in your opening hand as Andy is always the absolute dream there. I can't actually make out what that is, I'm afraid. I'm pretty sure that's a Desperado third click. Like I say, I've purchased non-glare sleeves to try and alleviate this situation for my viewing faithful, so hopefully this will be the last time where you see the mirror-like sheen on my cards. For the final click, I'm giving it some. I've got you can see there's a special order in hand there. I think I have a dirty laundry in hand as well, possibly an account siphon. Dirty Laundry, I think I'm just going to Dirty Laundry Archive, so yeah, that was definitely Desperado placed there, third click. Dirty Laundry, obviously with an extra credit there with the Desperado. All the money. So, yes, managed to use all my cards, most importantly. But, again, my economic gains there are absolutely huge. So it's difficult. Again, I know that Sai is running a very aggressive MBN deck. It's a deck that relies on things like mid-seasons, psychographics. He's got Scorched in the deck. It's definitely a deck that's aiming to flatline me more than anything else. I'm very conscious of that, so my plan is to try and be aggressive economically to try and ensure that I don't have any real situations or problems dealing with traces more than anything else. So I'm going to run R&D third click after having placed an R&D interface down. It's only pop-up window defending R&D, so I'll happily access 2 cards there. Again, obviously gain the credit back from Desperado. And score a Project Beal. So already a brilliant first time click, but again, I'm conscious of the fact now stealing an agenda, somewhat dangerous thing to do. I'm going to run again, so obviously I've seen the first card, not interested in it, see the second card. Another agenda, so another Project Beal, taking me up to 4 points. Not a bad second turn, it has to be said. Particularly because I gained the profit out of it Desperado as well, and I haven't put a single breaker down yet. This is the problem with the pop-up window and R&D, it has to be said. The benefits of early game and the run ice, which I'm imagining has probably gone onto HQ, which is obviously not exactly a terrible play against Criminal generally. You want to try and avoid the early game account siphons. Emergency shutdown is obviously coming late game. You want to defend your HQ. So he's gone straight into a restructure first click, and having the money to do so. So economically now it's quite close. He's gained the edge on me economically. He's playing another piece of ice in front of R&D there. He's got the money to res it, certainly. I'm going to hostage, first 2 clicks. I can't remember if I'm looking here for a KT or a Mr. Lee. And I'm afraid I couldn't even tell you what that is. Curse, there's glare on these lights. I think, as I recall, that's probably a Mr. Lee. I don't think, again, economically I wasn't too concerned at this stage. I think I still had a KT in hand as well. I just didn't feel the need to play it particularly. But I'm again conscious of the fact that he's running a very aggressive tag and bag deck. So yeah, it was Mr. Lee. Here I go, drawing up 2, putting 1 and discarding the other into the bottom of my stack. And I'm going to play something. Sorry, I'm about as clueless as you, and I actually played this game. I think it may be a Corroder. Oh no, sorry, it's plastic. It's a Plascrete. Sorry, I do apologise. So it's a last click player Plascrete. Again, knowing what his deck is running, it's a case of doing my best to try and avoid any potential scorch combos, playing it safe, keeping my hand size up. I've got the R&D interface now. I can put some significant pressure onto R&D. So he's just again taking his money and icing. Sorry, just there taking his money. I'm taking Mr. Lee first click. I've got a decoy in hand there, it looks like, as well, which I can use to avoid a tag. Not much good against this MBN deck, it has to be said, which is reliant on trying to put as many tags down as humanly possible. So I'm going to run HQ second click. I've got no programs to trash at this stage, so I'm not too worried about the ice. The only thing that really hurts me is Flare. Data Raven being raised, at which point I choose to just end the run rather than take the tag. I've got no pressing need to get into R&D at the moment, so I'm going to inside job R&D, paying 2, and paying, obviously, he doesn't res the outer piece of ice, so I bypass the pop-up window, so I don't have to pay the 1. I gain 1 from Desperado, and access the top 2 cards of R&D. So, first card, score, second card, score, and that's the game, and I felt bad. I felt very bad. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just absolute rotten luck. I made 3 R&D digs, and I scored all 7 points. And there's nothing you can do to defend that. And certainly in hand, it looks like he's got 1, 2, 3 agendas in hand as well. So 7 agendas in his opening sort of 10 cards there. Utterly brutal. 7-0. Again, I felt bad for him because sometimes these things happen and there's absolutely nothing you can do. There's nothing wrong with deck design. It's just a case of absolutely terrible luck. But it did mean that we went on to the next game, and he certainly had it all to do, had to be said.